Mr. Potter, what did I tell you about talking in my class?
But I wasn't talking.
4 million points from Gryffindor.
Oh no, that's bullshit. We don't even have that many points.
Fine. 30 billion points from Gryffindor.
You can't even get that many points, you big-nosed twat. Harry, no!
400 kajillion billion points from Gryffindor.
It's not even a real number.
And a pair of your mother's panties.
What? What do you want them for?
None of your concern. 30 points from Gryffindor.
Oh, get fucked, you emo cunt.
Alright, Harry, I'm gonna need you to go to Borgin and Burke's to pick me up an extra-large packet of condoms and a bottle of whiskey.
Hagrid, I'm underage, I can't...
I've got a date with Madame Maxime, and I want to show her me pet dragon, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, my fantastic beast,
What?
me monster beneath the lake.
Hagrid, what are you on about?
I'm talking about me dong, Harry.
No, Hagrid, I'm not going to
See you later, Harry.
What the fuck?
Mr. Potter, is that a wand in your robes, or are you just happy to see me?
It was Malfoy. He used Wingardium Leviosa on my dick.
Point that thing somewhere else.
Please, what should I do?
Just stick a bezoar up there.
Stick a bezoar up my penis?
Did I stutter?
No, but I don't think that...
Would you like me to get Mr. Longbottom to give you a hand?
No thanks.
10 points from Gryffindor.
Oh, what?
And in first place, with 472 points, Slytherin.
Excellent.
But I have a few last-minute points to award.
What?
Terry managed to tie his shoes all by himself this morning, so that means infinity points to Gryffindor.
You can't be serious.
Now, Severus, don't be a sore loser.
This is bullshit.
How about I just tell everyone that you're a Death Eater?
Fuck you, Dumbledore.
Who needs the Hogwarts Express when we've got our own fucking flying car? Harry, should you be driving, mate? How many butterbeers have you had? Only 7? Why? Harry, look out!
You were seen by no less than 7 muggles.
Yeah, and you were seen.
What?
Coming out of that X-rated bookstore in Camden.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Tuck that wand under your belt, mate. Yeah, they're a children present.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like his nose isn't the only thing that's hook-shaped. Oh my god!
Mr. Potter, you seem to spend a suspicious amount of time in Hagrid's hut.
So?
Oh, it's not what you think, Professor Snape.
Is that so?
I just wanted Harry to show me his little wand.
What?
No, he doesn't mean it like that.
And he showed me his little Philosopher's Stones, too.
Hagrid, stop!
He's making it sound really weird.
This is highly unorthodox.
So I says, if you're really a parcel tongue, why don't you come over and stroke me pet snake?
Hagrid, stop! You're making it sound like I'm...
Mr. Hagrid, I'm contacting the Ministry and you are to be sent back to Azkaban.
What? Why?
And you, Mr. Potter.
Oh, what now?
3 billion points from Gryffindor.
Oh no! Oh, fuck off, Kylo Ren.
I shouldn't have said that.
I will attempt to penetrate your mind and you will attempt to resist.
Okay, can we use another word other than penetrate?
Prepare yourself.
It's just, it sounds a little bit sus.
Let's Jellyman.
Potato!
Ah,
What was that?
nothing.
Why were you thinking of anime girls with big boobs?
I wasn't.
You were, I saw it.
Get out.
What?
Your lessons are over.
This is bullshit.
And 25 bazillion points from Gryffindor.
Oh, go watch some hentai, you fucking simp.
Oh Jesus, I had to fucking set the stage for this. This video is too good not to play it to anybody. Anyways, hi chat, how are you doing? 6 billion points from Gryffindor. God. This is probably the best thing out of Harry Potter that I've seen in years. And I'm not even a fan of this franchise at all. Like, it was growing big when I was a kid. Like, but I completely missed it. Like, it wasn't interesting to me at all. Like, everyone from my class was in love with Harry Potter. Probably except me. 6 billion points from Gryffindor. I don't know how many times I played that video. Nah, nobody's getting cancelled today. I just had to set the stage with this video because, again, too good not to play it. But this whole issue with the Hogwarts Legacy game, especially on social media, especially on Twitter, it's a bit out of hand. People are losing friends over this stupid fucking thing. Like, imagine if someone tried to judge your morality based on what kind of video game you play, and somehow tie like the worst deeds that humanity has known just because you bought a video game, and you somehow support someone that has uh, views you don't agree with, but you're still playing the game anyway. Well, Twitter is making an ass out of itself, and so are VTubers, since Hogwarts Legacy is a big thing. It's trending right now, I think, because there was some leaked screenshot or something like that. I think it was from like a character creation thing, reviewing the UI. People are getting copyright strikes on Twitter left and right because of it, and yeah, like it's kind of wild, and we'll explore the VTuber side of things of this. The VTuber side is a bit milder than anything else. I mean, just go on Twitter uh, after this stream, maybe. Uh, Look up Hogwarts Legacy, and it's immediate insanity, immediate lunacy. Um, your day is ruined, your evening is ruined. Hold up, let me set things up, and then we can go through all of this neat stuff. Yeah, there it is. This is pretty the one tweet that made the biggest splash. I don't know if you guys want any background on this person, but I'm gonna give you one anyway. Well, Marina at least landed on my radar when the whole Bungo Taiga thing happened, and he was basically accused of being the worst pedophile, abuser, sex harasser, all kinds of epitaphs were connected to him. Also an asshole, but that's kind of secondary to all the other accusations. Well, Marina is one of these people that started that whole thing, and it cost Bungo Taiga a lot of things. And you'll see some familiar faces in response to this tweet. Those same responses have equally interesting responses attached to them as well. So yeah, that's Marina's background pretty much. And when Bungo Taiga was exonerated, even though he didn't really, at least in my eyes, needed any exoneration other than being an asshole to his mods, because that for me was kind of inexcusable. But the rest of these things that people said about him, like the pedophile accusations, that was pretty much tacked on based on his tweets and based on his Discord messages about Shotakon shit. And that was basically it. So everything else was kind of given a legitimate light because of that, and people pretty much run with it. And Marina, to this day, doesn't want to take down the accusations that were labeled against him, and she doesn't really fucking care. And yeah, that's her stance. And then he made this tweet. You're a trans ally and not gonna stream or promote the mediocre wizard game. Let us know. I think too many trans viewers are feeling unsupported, and I'd love to know who's with us. Already kinda sounds a bit cultish to me, but And if the game is something someone wants to enjoy, then do it. It really comes down to you and what makes you happy as a person. Don't let others dictate how you should live, even the smallest part of your life. It's too short to cry over some outer's outlook on a group of peeps. Not her outlook, actual harm she is causing by being figurehead over funding the hate groups. The life of trans people in the UK especially, but also elsewhere, is measurably worse because of actions she has taken. We shouldn't downplay that. See, this isn't a black and white issue for the people that actually, don't demonize people that buy the game wholesale. But yeah, I looked a bit into J.K. Rowling's views about this, and yeah, those are views I pretty much don't agree with. Those are trans exclusionary feminist views, pretty much labeling, especially transgender women, and comparing them to just men in dresses. So pretty much she has views that a regular TERF would have, but some of the stuff that people are saying about her is kind of grossly exaggerated, especially when it comes to those groups. Like, she has associations, but as far as that funding goes, I haven't seen any proof of that. And as far as what those groups do, they, I don't know, some people claim they work towards killing transgender people, but again, that sounds so extreme to me that I really don't think that's happening. But it's Twitter, everything's boosted, everything's exaggerated to up to 11, so who really knows what's going on with those things. But I am sure of one thing, is that J.K. Rowling's views are probably not as extreme as some people might think. They are transphobic for sure. She especially doesn't like transgender women, but yeah, it's far less extreme than some people label her as. And that thread that Marina made had these hidden replies in it, which is kind of telling. No dissent allowed. There's transgender people basically opposing what Marina had to say about it, or even having a more nuanced view of the situation, and pretty much that's not allowed either. So the replies just got hidden like that. Hi, I'm trans. I see the devs trying to distance themselves from JK. I appreciate these devs. I think the game looks fantastic, got me excited since PS2 Goblet of Fire. I'm going to play the game, I'm going to stream it. I'll be streaming it, same as probably several thousand of people. Being able to separate the artist from the art is important, and realizing that it's just her money, but her influence and her backers that are the problem is another. So yeah, even a mild take like this wasn't very okay with Marina, which is, it's kind of telling when her mind is. I don't think Marina cared of having any sort of discussion about this topic, so even a mild dissenting opinion like this was bad enough to hide it within that thread. And again, this is like the mildest take, the mildest, most reasonable take I could find on this whole issue of the game. And within these tweets, I'll be trying to show you both sides of this argument, and you probably noticed that most of these tend to be on the extreme side, like this one. Peeps who have said they're not here, you're lovely. People who still want to buy it rather than I don't know, skull and crossbones rather than kill yourself. How should I interpret that skull and crossbones? I don't know. If they really want to play it. So basically, shut the fuck up, TERFs and TERF supporters. So yeah, there's no dissent allowed. If you're even thinking of buying the game, you support the evil. I absolutely will not be supporting a creator that actively harms trans people with her rhetoric and money. I honestly don't know if I can even stay friends with people that buy the game. I just can't associate with someone who knowingly supports someone awful like that. I kind of dug into how much involvement J.K. Rowling even had with that game, and as far as I know, again, might be wrong about this. This is the internet, so information is even if information is widely available, who knows how accurate it is. But some of the information I found from people about JK's involvement in this is that he was basically paid for the license alone. Like she was paid by Warner Brothers just to use the license of her property, and then the devs just did their thing. So most of the money is gonna go to Warner Brothers, the publisher, and then the developer. I forgot who the developer was already, but that's what I found out about the game. And again, how accurate that is, you'll probably have to find out for yourself. That's what I know. That's what I found out. So you can take my word for it, or you can just look it up on yourself. But it seems that J.K. Rowling really had a minimal amount to do with this game, unlike particular developers from Blizzard that go around sexually harassing people and stealing breast milk out of fridges. Those people actually directly worked for Blizzard, so it's really not the same situation at all. I stand against the misogynist hate group that targets J.K. Rowling and any other woman that they attack and promote violence against. If you feel unsupported, it's because you're part of a hate group. See, even people that disagree with Marina's takes are kind of on the extreme end, because not everyone that wants to support trans people because of this thread is going to be an extremist. It doesn't matter which side of the issue they are on. But yeah, again, Twitter, extremist views are blown up. That's why they're so readily visible to everyone. So all trans people going to play aren't trans enough, and the allies aren't ally enough because they disagree or can't separate their political views from a game. Just sounds like more bullying for wrong thing to me, and it kinda is. Again, this whole thread is not even the most extreme thing about this. I'll be showing you some of more of the extreme stuff soon enough. But yeah, this is pretty much punishing people for wrong thing. I don't know if calling this woke would be accurate enough, but calling it cultish behavior, I think is accurate enough. Because they act like this, like you're either with us or against us. So yeah, it's really crazy like that. Okay. It's because J.K. Rowling receives royalty payments for every purchase of the game because she owns the Harry Potter title, so unfortunately you cannot support the game without supporting her. I hope you also don't buy electronic products, Apple product in general, Coca-Cola, Ford, and Disney. Well, yeah. Again, this comes to the issue of like ethical consumption under capitalism, which is also a term you will find overused on Twitter right now. That ethical consumption under capitalism, meaning that every aspect of production for some major corporation involves some bad element to it, whether it's children working in sweatshops for Apple, whether it's your chocolate maker. I think that was the Mars company. I may be wrong about this, employing slave labor. So if you purchase any of those products down the line, in current times or maybe in history's past, there was some concerning element of all of it. So again, it's impossible to have your hands clean and be part of this of a consumer culture nowadays. Well, it's one of the arguments. You can buy a second-hand electronic products for an example, instead of a 600 Pixia, Samsung or like a Fairphone or a Shift phone. Yet to compare Rowling's opinion to real-life exploitation of billion people, child labor, and the destruction of our planet is kinda odd. That first point is fair. Second hand is the way to go if you can. It still stands that if you need food and such, we're stuck buying the unethical sources. Her opinions are heeded by thousands worldwide, and even points used in anti-trans debate in the States. She literally thrives off her product sales and uses it to reinforce her position. Nestle primarily produces food, and you don't really need it. Like sugary drinks or chocolate, you can drink water. In halfway normal countries, even tap water and so on. And what you described does basically everybody. Yeah, that's pretty much the point I was making before reading those tweets. So yeah, no ethical consumption under capitalism. There are so few opportunities to be an ethical consumer, and this is one such opportunity. I will not be playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm not actively unfollowing people am actively unfollowing people, removing people in my community who choose to play it. It's such an easy moral test, yet so many are failing. This is something I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Like, imagine your morality being tested by what video game you bought. Like, have any of you played Hatred or know of Hatred? It's a game on Steam that is kind of a spiritual successor to the first Postal game. It's basically a game about mindless killing of civilians and all the people that oppose you. It's kind of a mindless slaughter. Like I think it was a twin stick shooter, something like that. And that game was a huge controversy when it was released. Like, people were thinking it's gonna end everything, and similar arguments were repeated about that game, that if you buy it, you're morally corrupt, you're going to hell. Kinda reiterating some points from like the late 90s, early 2000s, where Jack Thompson was still all the rage and trying to go after GTA. That's a whole other story that you need to look up if you don't know any of it. If you're old enough, like I am, you're probably aware of it. Another type of moral panic, basically. Trans people aren't being put in danger because of Hogwarts Legacy. J.K. Rowling standing up for women's rights does not put trans people in danger. People are more divided than ever because of social media. Funny seeing as it was created to do the exact opposite. This person is referring to the fact that Warner Brothers apparently did due diligence, distancing themselves from J.K. Rowling's opinions. They really tried hard not to mention her in any capacity as the game was being made. So even Warner Brothers, as the publisher of the game, knew that Rowling is a controversial figure, and since the game they were making is gonna attract that kind of negative attention. So again, they did what they could to distance themselves from it, but as you see from the outrage right now, it doesn't really work all that well. And there's some people that support it. It's kind of funny that all the people that end up on my account, on my Twitter account, in some shape or fashion, end up replying to this. Well, Chibi is an anti of a different sort. She wants people to be safe, but I know Chibi has friends that are gonna play and stream this game, so I don't know how she feels about them. So yeah, take her opinion as you will. But I know for a fact that Chibi has friends that are gonna be playing this game. So will Chibi distance themselves from them? I don't know. Chibi is a weird one. She's a very, very weird person to me. And I wish I knew what makes her tick, other than just being a weird zoomer. These people do not realize that J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with the IP. But tell me this, how many of these transgender folks are driving VWs or Mercedes? They're supporting Nazi Germany? Hello? Do the research, kids. Don't touch grass or play the game. it's not the IP that's the issue, really. It's just people having a huge problem with her in the first place. I'm struggling to find exactly what she said for this sort of reaction. I also have no idea what you're talking about with the car stuff, so enlighten me. Oh, dude, even get me started on this. I got blocked and hated for putting up the same questions weeks ago. That's just it. There's no actual conversation about it. Just someone saying how much of a bad person they think you are for having that view, and then either block or call you a bigot, transphobic, etc., etc. Basically disagreeing. So yeah, this narrative about the game and generally Rowling's opinions has been going on for years. Anything that Rowling says on Twitter becomes the subject of some kind of scrutiny. They're trying to read deep into what she has to say. Even if she says something very innocuous, something neutral, they still try to pin the blame for her on her in some shape or fashion. If you bought or stashed the mediocre wizard game, you are not an ally. Let's clear that one up real quick. I really hate that word ally. Like, again, it sounds very cultish. Like, what is a transgender ally? What is an ally to anyone? I've heard this term used not only referring to transgender issues, but also to issues of racism. What is an ally to black people, to Asian people, or people of any other skin color? I do not get that. I think that's more of a same thing kind of narrative going on. Like, if you don't think the same way as us, you're not with us, and you're pretty much our enemy. Because I don't think they see people in grays. I only think they see people in black and whites when it comes to issues like this. Aidek, when Stop the Jews, a TERF story comes out, but you couldn't pay me to play that shit. LMAO. Here's another thing. Apparently, the goblins in the Harry Potter universe are compared to Jews by some people. That there's a correlation between how the goblins look like in Harry Potter and caricatures of Jews like from the Second World War when the Nazis was around. Like, people are making that connection that goblins are somehow that, and the fact that to my knowledge, I don't know much about Harry Potter, that to my knowledge that the goblins having some sort of power or being merchants in the Harry Potter universe kind of signifies that they're apparently Jews. But then again, if you think that, it's probably more of a you issue than anybody else's, because goblins portrayed in this sort of way have been around in fiction for decades now. Like, this is anything new, and J.K. Rowling isn't breaking any new grounds portraying goblins like this. So again, this is a ridiculous argument to make about the game. Alternatively, if you condemn J.K. Rowling's beliefs but don't want to punish the developers behind the game and just want to enjoy yourself, be immersed in a childhood comfort, and want to reclaim the wizarding world as a trans haven in spite of Rowling's shittiness, let us know. No amount of protest of the game is going to hurt J.K. Rowling. She's rich enough to spend 3 lifetimes in grandeur. If you loved the wizarding world as a child as much as I know I did, you don't need to spite it yourself. Just play the game and enjoy yourself. It's that easy. The wizarding world of Harry Potter is full of wonders. There's nothing stopping someone from being trans in the wizarding world. There's nothing someone from developing a transmogrification spell to change their sex. The sky is the limit. Magic is magical. Enjoy it. Hold on. This screenshot is a bit too out of frame because it's bigger than the frame. Make it smaller. Just just move it around. Alternatively, realized the wizarding world was always loaded with crypto-fascist messaging about how the status quo should only ever be maintained, and even it's terrible for the majority of people and grow beyond something problematic that happened to comfort you as a child. Alternatively, death of the author. I'm not going to submit you to browbeating moral high horse grandstanding about crypto-fascist messaging, spreading radiation and anarchism, but you demand that I conform with your worldview? Fuck off, neo-fascist. Death of the author can apply under a capitalist system where the author continues to profit and see you money as support for their worldviews. Calling any attempt to make a moral stance as browbeating a neo-fascist is certainly a take. Death of the author always applies. Oh, always. Fan-made content will always exist and be outside of the original author's control. The only thing that author has control of their own canon content. There will always be non-compliant fan-made content. Again, you have reasonable people trying to discuss this with people that just want to spit buzzwords at you and blame you for the worst things imaginable. It's really that silly. But you really need to go outside at that point and, stay off the internet because your mind is getting poisoned. It's really disappointing because this Mama Lulu person really seems to have fond memories of this game, and she's pretty much being demonized because she wants to rekindle her childhood dreams, like probably relive some of the things that made her realize to come out as a transgender person. Again, don't want to make many assumptions about her, but again, she's really fond of it, and having to deal with a person like that opposing her is just kind of, it doesn't sit well with me. It's just kind of, I'm insulted by proxy when it comes to that sort of shit. Oh, hold on. I restarted my slideshow. Yeah, he's my favorite. He's my favorite VTuber of the last few months. Ike always has something cool to say. So who is Ike? Let me give you some background info on her. I started this account because of how Kudo, former loli succubus VTuber, got harassed just for her design. And just being a succubus, a sex demon, so people had issues with that, and they decided to go after her, harass her with all the power in the world, and Ike was one of the leading actors in that story. He basically harassed her endlessly for it. I don't think she let her go until this day. Ike also has this habit of inserting herself in all kinds of VTuber drama and just relentlessly shitting on people to the point of harassing them. Another example of what she did before is, I don't know if any of you know a VTuber called Shirara. There was a loli VTuber called Shirara that at one point saw what happened to Kuro and decided to pitch in her own opinion on that. Basically saying that she herself doesn't really like loli, doesn't like the aesthetic, and but thinks that what happened to Kuro was disgusting, and people that act like this should take a step back, and it's better to say nothing and be neutral on that kind of stand, on that kind of thing, rather than go after someone because of their existence, basically. Ike didn't like that statement very much, and she basically said that if you're neutral on the issue of lolis, if you're neutral on the issue of lolicon sexualization, then you're complicit in pedophilia, and you're as bad as everyone else. So that's IK in a nutshell. She tends to do that very frequently, and yeah, she also was involved in this issue. There's this other VTuber called Tiramisu Bunny that she made a tweet longer, which we are gonna be reading pretty soon, but this was kind of out of order, so I apologize for that. But Tiramisu basically made a statement that she just wanted to play a game and found that the whole narrative surrounding demonizing people for just wanting to purchase the game is kind of ridiculous. So, of course, Ike had to pitch in and harass the shit out of Tiramisu. So this is what she said. Definitely quit. Give up. Go away. None of us should have to look at you long enough to press the block button. Do one good thing with your life and stay away from us. Their tweet longer is a fucking joke, LMAO. It's her crying about the word cis and calling it a witch hunt. It is a witch hunt. You saw how some of these people are fucking acting. What else would you call it but a witch hunt? Please stop using this term, please, by the way. Listen, if you're gonna spout transphobia, anti-Semitism, and support that shit, you gotta get a thicker skin, bitch. It's a game about pure bloods banding together to put down a slave rebellion of Jewish caricatures that the IP owner has said the sales bolsters her belief that you agree with her. You're a piece of shit, and anyone who agrees with you is as well. You're just sad to look at. So yeah, this is how Ike acts on a daily basis. She would sound like Low Tier God if she streamed more, because Low Tier God streams a lot more than she does. But they beg for money about the same amount. I haven't screenshotted any tweets of Ike just telling people to give her money for existing, but she does that quite frequently. So yeah, that's a commonality that she and Low Tier God share. Ike does indeed stream. She doesn't stream too often, but she does indeed stream. I have to be fair to people. I can't make up shit like most of them do. So I'd rather be accurate, so you know. She streams, but she also asks for money for just existing, so take that as you will. This is basically the tweet that that Tiramisu liked. Is basically a joke from using the Spider-Man movie. It's about the game, and Harry saying, "Peter, the game causes harm to trans community and fuels anti-Semitism." And Peter responded, "I just told you that you've already bought it, Harry. You don't need to sell it to me." So it's basically, you know, an edge joke. And Tiramisu liked this joke and said she's saving it. That's basically it. That's what they're trying to pin on her. That, you know, she's anti-Semitic, she's racist, she's transphobic. They don't need a lot of reason to do that. It's just she liked the meme, and that was it. You may think I'm downplaying the meme, but it's really just a fucking meme, and she said that she's saving it. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, in the end, it boils down to caring more about the temporary enjoyment for themselves than about trans rights or discrimination against Jewish people. IMO, it speaks volumes about the person who chooses to willfully ignore trans voices and the voices of other people who speak up. Well, I question this. Like, what about the other voices of trans people that I showed you? Like, are those any less valid? Like, are they worth hiding like Marina did to others? I don't think they're worth hiding. Like, why would you deny them sharing their opinions about this? Oh, of course, you can't have any dissent. You have to all be on the same page, otherwise you aren't really a trans person, I guess. Can you get your trans card taken away if you don't agree with another trans person, or you don't agree with some kind of status quo on transgender issues? I don't think that's a good measure of anything, but you know. I'm really getting annoyed. We're like we're not even an hour in, and I'm already looking more like my avatar in the right corner there. But we have a lot more to go through, so you're sitting in on this shit, whether you like it or not. Well, you can click off if you don't, but you know. Let's see. Not interested in playing. I love my trans friends. Base Mooney. Miss Moonified is a voice actress, a real popular one. I know her on a more personal basis, but I don't want to reveal more about that. But Mooney is a person that likes to involve herself in activism of any sort, so her being here is also not a surprise to me at all. This is more about the Jewish stuff that relates to the Harry Potter game. My dad's great-grandfather had his entire family shot down in front of him by Nazis in the Holocaust. Half my family is Jewish and they love the Harry Potter world. We saw it as a fantasy world, and that was it. Enjoyed it, never saw it HP as that. And yet there are others who do see it as anti-Semitic. With the trace of the goblins, it's hardly deniable they're a copy-paste of Jewish caricature. Also, the goblins in the game, they literally seem to be doing blood libel, which even further perpetuates the stereotype. So, just as the LGBTQA community can speak on their feelings about it and how they feel in regards to the author or what she does, when someone brings up stuff relating to the Jewish religion, people who are Jewish should have a voice to it. Nobody is saying that you can't, but you and your family's opinion does not encompass the entirety of the Jewish community's opinion. Did I say I speak for everyone? I gave my and my family's opinion, and please stop changing the goalposts in this discussion. Trying to turn it me instead of just having the discussion. It seems to me that you're changing the goalposts constantly, LMAO. This is the kind of circular discussion that you have with people. You present your opinion, and if that opinion is, somehow opposed to the status quo that's dominant, your opinion is less valid, and people are gonna laugh at you and basically downplay your opinion. That's what it all boils down to. The main subject is the game. That's what the online beef has been about. Accusing me of goalpost shifting when I mentioned the game dev makes the goblins commit blood libel in the game is very relevant. Also, game aside, JKR has been accused of anti-Semitic stereotypes before. Because I was responding to you about HP being anti-Semitic, that was it. If the discussion then moved to that, instead of jumping to it as if that was my response to you was about it have been a continuation of a discussion, instead of just trash talk me. Yeah, that's what you can expect. Here's IK again. It's like a family photo with this VTuber, I swear. You're a worthless transphobe, and taking out the fact nobody could ever find you even remotely likable, Tiramisu Bunny has more viewers than IK does, by the way. Let alone lovable on some anti-Semitic stereotypes in a mid-ass game won't change that. I hope this is a black mark on your forever, you disgusting piece of shit. And this person says that I harassed them when I showed them the mirror on her behavior. This is the person that says that I'm the harasser for everything I do when showing this person how she behaves on Twitter. Holy shit. Excuse me, I have to take a drink. I'm not used to talking so much. I keep my vocal opinions to myself. I only use my fingers to type down the shit I'm interested in. I'll have a drink and I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Alright. Excuse me. honestly, it's things like this that make me feel uncomfortable being myself and being trans. I will be playing Hogwarts Legacy because I love the world and characters. Nothing bad has been said except for people saying they are trans ally making trans people uncomfortable. No hate to Marina, she's wonderful, but this post honestly made me so sad that every time I see stuff like this, it hurts. I am proudly trans, but I am also me, and I don't want people being an ally if they're going to dunk on something I love because it's popular to do so. And here's Fruit. Fruit has a history, and her history usually involves rats. I wasn't around for when the accusations against her first came out, so I can't verify how real they are. But Fruit also engages in things that are verifiable, like, dunking on Nux. You can have your opinion about Nux as you want, but dunking on Nux unjustly during the whole Bishoujo doxing situation was one thing, and the rat of cheating on her husband is something that's pretty much earns her infamy, and whenever she opens her mouth about something controversial, people come out and remind her that she cheated on her husband. So yeah, Fruit won't be playing the game. And here's some comments reiterating basically what I said just now. If only you stayed away from the other man as possible while your husband was deployed. Game itself and other things, enrolling yourself, not separate entities, people's eyes at this point. Not looking for an argument, I just want someone to actually explain it in depth so I can try my best to understand it. It's just bewildering to me. They think it's helping trans but not playing when it really isn't. I could see that much, which is what I don't understand about it. So I was hoping someone within the community itself could explain it to me, since I have difficulty wrapping my head around things like this. Same, friend, same. Again, this is something I reiterated on Twitter myself, that all of this attention to the game, it does introduce sales of the game. I don't think, I think it has the opposite effect. Like, you may say, no bad publicity, but people will now buy the game just to spite the people that are insane activists about it. So, again, if you're an activist against Hogwarts Legacy, and if you act the way you do on Twitter throughout this whole fucking thread, then you're just giving the game more attention. The game is becoming more notable. It's gonna trend on Twitter. It's gonna be spread. The message about the game is gonna be spread on the wider internet, and the sales will increase. So instead of affecting the bottom, sorry, I can fucking speak English. Instead of affecting the bottom dollar of this game, you're basically making the bottom dollar so big. It's fucking gigantic. Easy answer. You give money to JKR. She proceeds to use said money to fund anti-trans legislation in the UK. Again, this is something that she indeed does, but people pin really awful things on her, that, killing trans people, like the groups killing trans people. I don't know how that happens with just funding this one group that's funding that must legislate anti-trans laws. What those anti-trans laws indicate, I don't have an idea, but I really doubt it involves actually killing anybody, unless they kind of invoke forcing people into suicide, but I doubt that's even the case here. Thing is, she already has the money to do all that though, and not buying the game in this case won't serve as something of importance, sadly, since she's still getting royalties every time a Harry Potter film is shown on television, which is there are regular reruns on things like Sky Movies and other channels. I won't be aware of that exist in other countries and the like. As I just think we should be able to distinguish the world of Harry Potter from rotting brain that's behind it. I somewhat understand the reasoning a little more though. And this is more responses to Fruit's tweet. Couldn't stay away from cheating, like your husband. If only you could stay away from other men while in a relationship. It's a shame that you couldn't stay away from other men's bedrooms whilst your husband was on deployment. Just like you just stayed away from other men while your husband was deployed. And all of these responses are under this one Fruit response to the general thread. There's no other responses beyond these. That's the funny part about it. So whether you believe this happened or not, this is still kind of funny that people pick this up. This is part of the... if you remember that series of tweets that Marina has hidden, this is pretty much part of the thread where those tweets were hidden, so a bit of context on that. Devs know what they're working on before they work on it. The time to distance themselves would have been before undertaking the project, but if you want to play it, it would have been better to do it silently and non-publicly. Yet, because you know, when you're part of a big development team for a video game company, you can get to pick and choose which game you're gonna work on. No, sorry sir, I'd like to lose my job. I don't want to be associated with this evil person that owns this evil IP. So I'll resign right now and, you know, live on the streets or something. That's literally the part you're strengthening, but publicly stating support and streaming it. You became a backer showing support for her influence. Again, guilt by association, always my favorite. A trans femme streaming the game gives her influence and power despite being from someone that she clearly doesn't like. It's fun taking something and using it for positive rather than a negative. What's also messed up of this whole ally thing is that it's an unhealthy form of peer pressure. Some may not be able to handle it, and now they have to worry about mental health issues possibly later down the road, bullying even. This whole don't play this game is a tiny ordeal. And yeah, we pretty much went through one whole thread of this nonsense, and there's like tens upon tens of threads, not really VTuber related, but ones that are actually worse. So if you want to rot your brain, if you want to get brain damage, be my guest. Go look it up on Twitter. I want to look through another thing, which is the harassment of this tiramisu person. She made a tweet longer about it, which since has been deleted. I'll let you guys read it. I will read it aloud in the moment. I need in the small break to get another drink. I'll be right back. Right, back to this nonsense. Hogwarts Legacy. Twitter. So I made a post, as many of you know, and RT and quote RT. This is the last time I'm saying this because at this point I'm really just sick of saying the same thing over and over again. I am a part of the LGBTQ community. I don't know where the fuck it even came up, or who straight up lied, but I care about everyone. That being said, I don't fucking support J.K. Rowling. I never really have. I just like Harry Potter and I like the game itself. It looks cool to run around and throw spells at bad guys. I'm not apologizing for liking a concept and video game. I've been harassed in DMs and quote retweets. And whatever else. I tell people that I've met they're just responding to your tweet because you asked. I asked for a response, and if you had a disagreement, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to sit and be insulted and called an idiot, fool, a white straight cis female because I'm excited for a game. That's fucking stupid. I proceeded to laugh and save a meme that shows dark humor, to which again, Twitter did this its things where everyone turns on you and decides you're a horrible human being for laughing over a meme. The community is so unnecessarily toxic. I have a huge accounts that followed me, unfollow me because they don't want to be associated with me because I'm interested in a fucking video game. I have people in my DMs asking if I genuinely hate trans people. After this entire thing, I was debating even staying as a VTuber, even after my review, because they have just upset me to my core over this and how much witch hunt Twitter is. This is basically the person that Aika and all the others have been responding to, and considering how many people went after her, I decided to make a whole separate segment about this because it's so notable. You know, pirating exists in this case, so does buying the game. So it's not about playing the game, it's about paying JKR. Good to know. They really don't understand a thing how JKR gets her money and how little any of this has an impact on anything. Again, has the opposite effect instead of what they want. Okay, I get it. J.K. Rowling sucks, but why are we boycotting a game that looks amazing with years of detail put into it? She didn't make the concept of witches and wizards. I'm so confused. Like, yes, it's Hogwarts, but I don't know. I didn't get it. Sorry, I still want it. Again, a little bit of context on a VTuber. Cthulhu. Cthulhu is a VTuber that streams less and gets into Twitter arguments more than any other person I know in recent months. One of the notable events that Cthulhu was involved with is blaming another VTuber that was actually her friend for blackface, quote unquote. The blackface was just a shading thing and just making that person's model tan, but Cthulhu decided to make a whole fucking thread about this, accusing that other person of blackface. She also inserts herself into any kind of controversy. He or she, I don't remember what that person identified as, sue me. I don't remember. I don't remember these people's identities. I just remember their stupid fucking opinions. Basically, Cthulhu inserts herself into every single controversial thing that's happening in the VTuber sphere. I wish she streamed more. He or she streamed more about what was going on instead of constantly making a mess out of things. He or she is also one of those that. I'm not black, but I will speak for black people instead. So, that's what this person does. I'm not gonna give you a quote retweet because you don't deserve anyone finding your page so easy. Being part of the LGBTQ+ doesn't necessarily make what you do less harmful. It makes it worse. Wallow in the consequences of your actions like an adult and stop trying to ignore the reaping you sowed. all of you that think buying the game does nothing, if you had the chance to stand up for people you care about but not indulging this woman's insane ideas, why wouldn't you? And this isn't dark humor. It's picture literally saying right there that you'd be buy it to support the transphobia and anti-Semitism you're agreeing with. The picture enough to comment you'd say that. Who do you think you're fooling here? Again, blaming person for essentially liking a meme. Right? They posted there's no ethical consumption. See, this thing is gonna be haunting my dreams. This sentence. No ethical consumption under capitalism. It's burned into my mind. They posted there's no ethical consumption under capitalism excuse either, even though that doesn't apply here. That phrase applies to people who don't know. Who don't have the means to buy things from places other than big companies like Amazon or Shein. It doesn't mean I can buy and support a bigot because there's no ethical consumption. You can choose not to buy a video game. Games are not a need. What makes even less fucking sense to her posting is that the people literally told her, "Hey yo, if that's deep, you can just pirate the game." And she literally told them no. Girlie, you don't have an excuse anymore. You're deliberately wanting to hand over the money. They really want to control people, don't they? Like all aspects of their morality, so to speak. But then again, once again, judging someone's morality based on their video game purchases is pretty whack to me. The big collage, all of us telling her why that she's doing is shitty sent me triple skull. Honestly embarrassing to show like that, but she just doesn't want to listen. I'm over here collecting responses to her to show other people who obviously don't see the issue because there's so many well-written and yet hilarious as fuck ones. Hypocrisy cloud typical insult to me shrugs. She can be an excommunicado from the community who have enough to deal with as it is, especially outside of it for us LGBTQ shakes my head. Anybody, Jesus Christ, I can't read this. I'm dyslexic enough, but when they type like this, my brain just goes haywire. Anybody want to drink maybe a barrel of tar and feathers? Yeah, you see, like where their priorities, right? They usually just want this person gone because they have a different opinion from them. Throwing this tea into the fucking harbor, on God. I wish these people listen to themselves just for a moment, read their tweets out loud like I do, and see how stupid that fucking sounds. How vengeful, vindicative, and just utterly petty. This tweet kind of just gives petty when it have been way easier and better for their reputation if they just did an apology instead of staying on that hill, especially when they also delete tweets like pick a struggle. Actual advice. Understand the VTuber community is full of trans people, and if trans people are informing you please don't get this game, the person who profits of it wants us dead. Again, I don't think J.K. Rowling wants them dead. Again, I think this is an exaggeration just to make their point a bit stronger. At least just don't post about it. You can be an asshole in private, many big VTubers are. Yeah, and there's being an asshole publicly, like all of you are right now. And again, treating transgender people as a monolith, like they don't have different opinions on these issues. But you see how other trans people were treated by Marina. Just hide their replies. Your reply isn't notable or valid enough. You go fuck yourself. Seriously, how do you fuck up being an influencer? How can you not be a slightest bit smart and go, damn, I'm making people upset? Maybe I should back up and apologize if I really want to play the game for myself by myself instead of lacking empathy and pity party. I have already made a comment to the same post which I thought was actually nice sounding, and they immediately blocked me. It was my first time getting blocked by someone, probably deserved. I saw and figured it was bound to happen. I hate quote retweeting with a negative thing, but come on. Just commenting it, but not for them. All it takes is apologizing when they did wrong, and sure, whatever get the game, but do it quietly. Do not promote yourself. That you don't care I'm playing. That is silencing those who are trans from voicing out what is happening and stopping trans people from making a difference. And again, is hiding trans comments in that huge fucking thread, not silencing voices. Like, come on, man. At least you can see the hidden replies when you look at them. But you know that feature could have worked much differently. It could have been just, you know, oh, just hide someone's replies I don't like and no one else can see them at all. So, you know, this is all very hypocritical, and I wish these people knew who they were in bed with in regards to the same issues and holding the same opinions as they do. Again, might seem a bit like guilt by association, but they all hold similar views, so I don't feel too bad about, you know, putting them in the same drawer, so to speak. Exactly. So a really similar person make a post about they're having a really bad year. I felt bad when they whipped out. I'm also buying the HP game Fuck You, Girl. So you basically disregarded disregarded your feelings about this person just because they decided to buy a game and you don't agree with that. That's just some next level mind rot. Like, this is real brain rot. I'm not even trans and it feels like a slap in the face hearing that. And here's Tiramisu again. If you're new and looking for advice on joining the VTuber community, don't. It's toxic, and if you say anything they consider wrong, you're cancelled and people send you death threats. Kinda right. If you mingle with the wrong VTubers, you're gonna have a bad time. But also, I have to clarify something about this statement that she made. I looked for those death threats. She didn't post any death threats that she might have gotten, even though she, you know, made screenshots of other people commenting on what she says and what she thinks about other people. So I really think she'd comment death threats if she actually got them. So again, it's her word against mine. I don't know if she got any. But I really don't think that many people get death threats in general, unless, again, you deal with minors, because minors have no filter, and they will be sending you all the death threats possible. Obviously, I don't think it's even a good game to play anyway. Skyrim has more fucking spells and somehow less racism, or at least everyone is racist to each other. So... let me unwrap this Gordian knot of logic. So Skyrim apparently has more spells than the Hogwarts Legacy game, and okay, what's the point of that? And less racism, or at least everyone is racist to each other. Wouldn't that make Skyrim worse? I mean, if everyone is racist to one another, isn't that an escalation in racism? Or am I thinking about this wrong? And I'm just not smart enough to understand what this person is saying. I should have this SS this instead of giving her attention. It's all she wants, but oh well, I made my mistake for future issue, but come on, be a shithead in private. Boohoo! Guys, don't be a VTuber, I might quit now. All cause they're evil and mean and trans. They're dictating me, again, putting words in her mouth. This is peak abuser talk. You switch the problem onto others and not yourself. You can reflect on your own actions and empathy for others. they really like to use the word empathy, but I really, no one that uses that word and says that they have it usually have it, because if you actually have it, you just exhibit it towards other people. You don't tell people how good of a person you are. It immediately makes me suspicious of their intentions and what they actually stand for. I feel like if this happened to you, then you probably said something incredibly fucked up, but you're too far up, to get what is fucked up. Like, I don't know you, but only people I've seen this happen to are the ones who did or said something fucked up. Yeah, no, you're blatantly and publicly transphobic. This isn't a case of toxic community is canceling me. They said if anyone is sending death threats over this, that is going way too far. You can call out bigotry without resorting to disgusting shit like that. All of this is pretty much disgusting to me. It's very hard to put it on a gradable scale. Seriously. I wouldn't. Hold up. And see how much of this we have left. Oh, luckily not too much. If you're new, okay, you publicly admitted you support hate crimes against Jews, but what do you mean? Again, she liked the meme. She didn't say she supports anything in that image. She just found an image funny for whatever fucking reason, and people are saying she's all that. What's your issue? I didn't like the people were criticizing me for being blatantly transphobic, so everyone must be toxic and horrible here. Trying to hide everything but deleting all the evidence and all the double downing you did is kinda moot when you have it all in hand, you know. Cool, stay away from me. You deserve people unfollowing you and leaving you for the bullshit you've been spewing. You want harassment? Like, live as a fucking trans person. Come on, man. You really get to put it like that? What they're giving you is rightful criticism. The only cruel one here is you. Well, you know, she was just the one that said that she wants to buy a game and she doesn't want to get harassed for it, and you guys went and decided to be attack dogs for what you think is right and justice. Wants to buy a game because I'm a gamer, Twitter, and this is basically a showcase of all these don't buy Hogwarts Legacy tweets. I don't support JKR, but I'm giving her my money anyway so she can continue to spread hate towards trans people. A video game is more important to me than trans people, but I don't support JKR or anything. Do you guys realize how dumb you sound? Do you? Okay, then are you helping fund anti-trans political efforts, which Rowling puts her money into? Good for you. Enjoy your city anti-Semitic, the evil goblins. Stop the evil goblins from kidnapping children and raising power. Developed by a Gamergate conspiracy theorist. When was Gamergate again? 2014? Am I right? Like, someone correct me on this. It's been 9? It's been 9 years? Wait, it's been 9 years already? Wow, time flies. Yeah, 2014, so 9 fucking years, and they're still mentioning Gamergate. Definitely. Please don't ever say you support LGBTQ rights or creators as you give money to a cause that goes against that. It's contradictory. You are helping fund an anti-trans political efforts, which Rowling support and actively gives money to. If that's a cause you support, then go ahead. Rowling thinks buying anything she makes means you support her and her beliefs, and you're also giving her money to make her continue these beliefs, which is absolutely no harm done to her. You're not trans ally if you buy the game, and you never will be, plain and simple. Again, what Rowling thinks doesn't really matter at this point, because again, even the developers themselves have been actively trying to avoid this issue and distancing themselves from, Rowling's opinions and thoughts about transgender issues. But again, you're expecting nuance thinking from people that just want to be mad and want to be activists on Twitter. I don't think they want to solve issues. I think they want to make new issues and have enemies where none are present. I don't support JK and her beliefs. They say, after specifically stating that they don't want to pirate the game because they just want to make sure JK gets the money. Sure, Jan, why don't you unfollow me as well, because I don't want your bigoted ass anywhere near me. Not gonna give you the QRT because you don't deserve anyone finding your page so easily. Again, she responded to Kutulu responded to Tijamisu directly, so it's like a moot point anyway. So again, you're just beating up your own points there. Being part of the LGBTQ plus doesn't suddenly make what you do less harmful. It makes it worse. Following the consequences of reactions like an adult, stop trying to ignore the ripping you saw. I really read that one. Remember. Literally a part of the LGBTQ community. Oh my god, I can't believe you're basically handing JK Rowling money and supporting killing trans people. I'm literally playing a video game. On top of that, JK has already been paid in full for the game, lol. I'd just like to reiterate because some of people don't seem to get it. I don't support J.K. Rowling's or her beliefs. That being said, I'll be buying and possibly streaming Hogwarts Legacy. If you have an issue with that, feel free to unfollow. And that's it when it comes to this harassment issue. There was one other tweet that Ike made about. He responded in a very rude way to that person that said that her extended family was killed by the Nazis. She basically responded with something like, okay, dude. So, yeah, I forgot to include that one, but it's around there. If you're that interested in seeing it, you can go and look up Ike's tweets. All of them are public. Again, the brain damage is on you if you decide to dwell that deep into it. Let me change the music a bit because I actually realized that it's a bit ominous, it's a bit threatening, and I wanted to play something else, but instead I played this. I wanted something with more ambience, but it turned out into some kind of grindhouse thing. So yeah, that's VTubers and how they respond to Hogwarts Legacy. Pretty fun, isn't it? And it's not bound to end anytime soon, I think, because the game isn't out yet. And people dunk on the game even though it's not out. Like the same people that have been praising how great the combat is in that Forspoken game, even though the combat in Forspoken looks kind of boring and uninvolved, are now shitting on Hogwarts Legacy, even though the game kind of looks on the same level of intensity. But activism goes over any kind of logical thinking and consistency of thought. So that's how they do that shit. And hold on, I need to accentuate this with the proper image. There it is. This is how I feel every day reading the threads that I read. The only thing that makes this pain go away is actually watching VTubers that I do like. And there's plenty of them. The VTubers that I do like, that engage in this kind of behavior, they aren't activists. They stick to their own communities. They do not engage in such negative ways with other people, with other VTubers. They do not try to demonize others for their personal likes in fiction, whether it's sexually explicit or not, and they stay in their lane. Like, all you have to do as a VTuber is stream and stay in your lane. But, you know, activism, political discord, tribalism has to infect every part of any fandom eventually. VTubers have gotten way too big, and this is the result of that. It is disappointing. It is hurts if you seek it out. It really sucks if it affects the people that you actually like, people that you watch. But you know, there's a way of avoiding it. Just don't go on Twitter. Know where your VTubers are streaming and just watch their streams, and don't engage with them. Don't engage with their behavior. Don't do any of that. Just don't. My best advice to any of you is just don't. Two words really. Well, one, because it's shortened. Don't. Just don't. Do not do it. Don't. No. Bad. Watch VTubers. Actually, I haven't been paying much attention to the chat. I should probably scroll up and see what you guys have been talking about. I've been kind of talking to myself for the last 1.5 hours, which doesn't really happen at all. Unless this is the kind of thing that I will be doing now, so I just get used to it. Let's see what you guys have been commenting. I'm interested. Skyrim not racist? Bro, Skyrim is very racist. Everyone is racist in that game. There's no good sides to take other than your own side in Skyrim. Or you know, you can mod Skyrim. You can put the tits the size of mountains on your characters and just walk around like that, making sure your game doesn't fucking crash. You can turn on like more physics collision, so your breasts actually smash into people and kill them with the weight of them. There's a lot of fun things you can do in Skyrim, other than, you know, engage in weird political discourse regarding racism of the Nords or the Imperials. There's so many things you can do with Skyrim. What else have I been saying here? You can join the VTuber community, you just don't join the VTweeter community. Yeah, just stream. Don't engage with other people on Twitter. It's not worth your time. You know, I'd really like some Anti to come one of these streams. I mean, I just made 2 so far, so you know, eventually they might learn of them. I just really want them here. I'd be up for discussing shit with an Anti, like Anti anything, like Anti my views, Anti your views, Anti Lolicon. I'd gladly have a debate with any of these people. VTuber Bloodsports, that sounds interesting. VTuber community is hella toxic. Yes, it is. Especially if you know where to look. And you don't need to look very far. These are the same people that talk about ethical consumption of the capitalism. I'm under the impression they don't know how this works. They parrot the same phrases. They try to critique them, but without really any understanding of the subject matter at hand. More VTweeter than VTuber, probably 70% of indie VTubers. You know, I've taken a deep dive into a lot of the indies. I always kind of check, especially if it's some kind of Anti on Twitter. I always check if they stream, if they even have links present on their profiles. A big chunk of them doesn't actually stream. Like, I know, surprise, surprise, but they don't. Like, they are either pre-debut forever. I think the longest record of pre-debut is like 3 years. I know a person that's been pre-debut for 3 years, and they still haven't debuted. They just stuck on Twitter all day long. They have like tens of thousands of tweets, but no streams. So, you know, yes, there's a VTuber, at least one VTuber out there that's been around for 3 years and hasn't debuted yet or streamed. But you know, if I criticize this, they just call me that, you know, I am being unfair, I'm being a bully, because their life situation doesn't, you know, allow them to do such a thing. They say they will say I'm harassing them because I state my opinion that you know, they don't stream, and it looks very bad on them if all that they do on Twitter is tweet and get angry at other people. But yeah, I'm the harasser. Absolutely goofy behavior, yes. Exceptional even, yes. Very exceptional. Literally never heard of the game until I heard all of this activism stuff over it. You know what? I actually learned about the game through Twitter activism as well. I knew there was some kind of new Harry Potter game being made, but I didn't know it was this. I didn't know it was this big, because all the Harry Potter games that I do know have been like quick cash-ins, and they date back many, many years ago. I mean, I'm not that familiar with the franchise in general, but I do know that there's a lot of games in the franchise, and these games vary in quality drastically. Here's people laughing at fruit. I wish I screenshotted more of these tweets. Those were very funny. I never knew HP was anti-Semitic. I thought that was IBM. Oh yeah, IBM also has a very fun history. But I'm not here to give you guys a history lesson. Look up IBM, even on Wikipedia, you'll probably find something about this. Oh god, I love all these personal attacks. That's surely changed someone's opinion. Yep, that's part of them shooting themselves in their own feet. Because again, they will not convince anyone with these personal attacks to not buy the game. They just probably you know, make the same people buy the game out of spite. Twitter is a spectator sport. Yeah, but when you can't bet on it and you can't win anything, you just win being annoyed and wanting to touch grass. I take personal offense from this trash panda. Oh yeah, that was a trash panda. That was a raccoon VTuber. God, I remember these people all well too well, way too well. That trash panda is like she has like 20k something followers on Twitter, and I think she has no streams, or like one stream she gets no views, or has very little followers. So I don't know what these followers are from. I didn't look deep enough. She might be an artist or something like that, but again, still a VTuber. Yeah, I'm sorry, Reklet, that a trash panda is actually trash, and not the kind of trash that you like. That's foul. It should be trans voices, not some trans voices. That's exactly right. Like, if you're gonna have, differing opinions on certain issues, you have to listen to everyone, even if you don't agree with some opinions. And just hiding their opinions like that, like Marina did, is just highly fucking disrespectful. Especially since that opinion was incredibly mild and even call it neutral in some aspects. So yeah, not a good look. Does Aika make content though? Yes, she actually does stream. I said as much. Dumpling Shirara, I remember, yes. But don't worry. I don't talk about these sorts of things, but Dumpling Shirara is in a very good place, better than she was a Shirara. And if you know who she is right now, go and support her. She's amazing. She's very fun, very friendly, and she has a lot of interesting things going on for her during streams. So go and support that person. I mean, Stadio, I like seeing characters like me and stuff because I can relate more to it. That doesn't mean someone making their sexuality their entire personality. Yeah, that's a thing that kind of baffles me about some younger people. And by younger people, I also mean someone in their 20s, because those are younger people to me. When you make your entire personality your identity, whether it's your race, whether it's your sexuality, it kind of makes you look very shallow to me. Like, is that all that you are as a person? You don't have any else to show for it. Like, what are you doing with your life? If all that you have to show to other people is that you're a lesbian, that you're a gay, that you're transgender, like, what does it even matter to anybody? Like, who you identify as, or who you sexually attracted to, what does that say to anybody about you as a person? Like, nothing, essentially. It's just tokenism and identity politics and tribalism on top of that, because all people of the same identity apparently have to stick together and not have differing opinions on anything. It's so weird. LOL is the extra credit orc equals black people all over again. Yeah, I don't know how they invented the black people orcs thing. I know that was also something that was brought up on Twitter, because again, anything stupid originates from Twitter usually. Comparing black people to orcs, how does it even work? Like, you see this monster that has a pig face, and your immediate thought is, yeah, that's a black person caricature. How racist is that? I think the only person that is racist in that situation is the one that makes that connection, because no normal person, at least normal in the sense I see them, would come to that conclusion. But what do I know? I'm not racist. I don't know. You heard it here first. Well, Puririnji isn't racist. He doesn't see orcs as black people. One of these words is people using ally for things like this. Yeah, this ally word is also annoying as shit. I will never use that word for anything. I don't have allies. I have friends. I have good friends, and I don't agree with them on every single issue. I don't need to be their ally. I'd rather be their friend. I'd rather talk to them about differing opinions if they have any, and if they fuck up on certain grounds, I certainly would like to take them up to task and have a productive discussion about the issues they may have with me or anybody else. Like I said, nuance doesn't exist on Twitter. Pisses me off. Man, I guess I, as a transformer, am not a ally. Yeah. As I demonstrated with this series of tweets there, they don't want other people's opinions. They don't want dissenting opinions. They want an echo chamber. That's why those tweets were hidden. Can't have that. Chibi cringe. Chibi is a zoomer. I can forgive her for being a zoomer. I can forgive her for weird fucking behavior that she exhibits and frequently being an anti. Zoomers are fucking weird, man. I know of Hatred, never played it though. Okay, that's how far up I can scroll in the chat. Let's go down. It's kind of like people calling Piccolo black. People call Piccolo black? How? He's a green alien from a planet of people that only drink water. How is Piccolo black? What? Can I get some explanation how Piccolo is apparently supposed to be black? Are black people supposed to act certain ways? Are black people supposed to act like green aliens that drink water solely? And have like magical powers? Is this one of those black-coded stupid arguments going on that Piccolo is apparently acting black? Is that what it's supposed to be? Please tell me it's as stupid as that. Jesus Christ. Shinji and Kaoru meant a lot of me. They had a big gay moment. But it was meaningful. Yes, Shinji and Kaworu's homosexual encounter actually had a meaning. If I remember my Evangelion lore more, it was more about Shinji trying to find himself within Kaworu, and Kaworu kind of letting him do that. But again, that relationship is a lot deeper than what I remember about the show. It's been many years since I watched the original Evangelion, but that sort of relationship wasn't just for Fujiyoshi fan service. That had some deeper meaning behind it, as weird as it sounds. It is done, Raccoon. I am not officially PW VTuber. Good job, Batman. Congratulations on losing your PW VTuber V card. You're now one of the big boys. Did you hear about the drama regarding one of the lead game developers? No, I haven't, but they mentioned something of them being like a Gamergate supporter or something like that. I don't know what that is, but sounds insane. I may have to look into it. If it's actually worth looking into it. I've seen some 10k plus that have been PW for so damn long. Yeah, they gather Twitter followers, and then when it's time to stream, nobody shows up, and then they get discouraged because they have nobody to watch them. Meanwhile, you know, when you start streaming, if you're a VTuber or any other streamer, you have to deal with that, because sometimes you just won't get anybody, but you can't be discouraged by that. You have to keep acting like somebody's there, practice your entertainer skills, make sure at least you're having fun, even if you're talking to the void. Someone might watch the VOD when you're done, and then maybe you'll get a fan. If I was like a full-time streamer, I'd be happy just talking to one person in the chat. Oh, Troy Levitt? That name sounds familiar to me. Some weird Gamergate flashbacks. I don't want to think about Gamergate. It's been 9 fucking years. But I look into it and how he's apparently controversial again. Because, you know, critiquing Anita Sarkeesian is something normal. She's not a very smart person. She doesn't make very good arguments. All of her arguments can be debunked by a fucking high schooler. Probably not a Zoomer, because Zoomers are dumb. Most Zoomers. Some Zoomers aren't. I watch some Zoomers. They show promise. They don't act like normal Zoomers would. And that's my prejudice about Zoom. I've stopped interacting with antis. I can only take getting called pedo so much. It's like yeah. I mean, at some point you get called that word so much it just bounces off of you. Like it's like water on oil on water rather. Just slides, and you don't end up even thinking about it anymore. When chat gets quiet, I still panic a tiny bit, but just gotta keep talking and revive it. Yeah. I mean, I personally do not talk a lot, like at all. Vocally, I only usually speak up in group situations when I'm spoken to, but I can hold a conversation about anything. So, when you're a VTuber, when you have a chat that's kind of dead, you know, there's like 2-3 people around, something like that. You're a small streamer, you're just starting off, or or you're just unlucky in getting a viewership. Try to engage the people that are there. Like, don't feel bad that you don't have bigger numbers. Try to be as entertaining as possible. Maybe those people that are there will spread it around to other friends. And considering your viewership is lower, other people are bound to come. And, they're more likely to stay if you're talking about something interesting than, having their own stream. Streaming is not something I'm inexperienced with. I used to stream to an audience of like, how many years ago was that? 7 years ago, to an audience of around 100 people, and back then I think that was a significant audience. And I streamed porn games to them on a proprietary platform that I was a part of. It was funny. I used to read a whole visual novel eroge people, a Toho one. It was fun. My voice was fucking dead. I was reading porn to people for 5 hours straight. But it was fun. People had fun. And the content of the porn game itself was good too. So everyone enjoyed themselves. Also did some streams on Twitch, on the early versions of Twitch. Seeing how fast you can get banned from Twitch by playing a porn game. We played one of these, or a series of these games that were available on Newgrounds, those really shitty ones. And we basically started a timer and wanted to see how long Twitch staff would take in order to ban us. At some point, we managed to, because I didn't stream alone, we managed to stream for 4 hours on Twitch, just streaming porn games all the time, until they clued themselves in. So even after we got banned, we just made another account real quick, and then we streamed some 2 hours more until they found us again. Good times. I wonder how fast you would get banned from Twitch by playing a porn game nowadays. Maybe I should try it out at some point. Probably get banned in minutes. I mean, there's a banned game list now. It's been around for like many years already. Of course, porn games are banned. no sexually explicit stuff unless it's titty streamers or those weird bathtub pool inflatable things. It's riding a banana and having basically showing your ass, because that's what Twitch is about. I wonder what the new Twitch meta is. Like, are these pool streams still popular? Or did they move on to something equally sexually explicit, but different enough not to be a bathtub stream? Yeah, Twitch ban speedrun any %. Yeah, that's... Maybe I'll try it out at some point, but no. It's probably not as fun as it used to be, because, you know, lasting on Twitch back in the day for several hours, that was an accomplishment. When you just played porn games all day long. Binho, I need you to find me a banana asset to use for VR chat. I bet those exist. VR chat has so many doodads you can use that I'm sure an inflatable banana is somewhere around there. I know there's inflatable tubs and shit like that, so I don't think it's gonna be hard to find at all. Very easy. The current meta is watching other YouTubers' content silently. How does that work? How is that engaging? Is that... How is that a thing? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I mean, I get reaction videos to just watch... Yeah, but... silently? I mean, reaction videos have commentary and shit like that. Or am I just supposed to be looking at the person making funny faces at the camera? Is that it? I thought reaction content, at least as a YouTube meta, was kind of deadish, because people run it into the ground. So, you know, it being back on Twitch is kind of weird to me. I know reacting to reaction videos is something that's happening too. But I don't get the sort of content. I mean, you could argue that what I'm doing right now is kind of reacting to that. Granted, I think reading tweets is much worse than watching a video because it kills my voice, that's one thing. And the other thing, it's the format. I think the format is better kept to Twitter. Because on Twitter, I just post some shit. You can read it and then go about your day. You don't have to join the whole ass stream in order for me to fucking read tweets. I mean, what I did on today's stream, it's thematic. It has a point and has an end goal and shit like that. But again, Twitter posts belong more on Twitter than anything else. That's why I'm being very selective about the streams I want to do. The e-girl stream was good because she made a video explaining herself very badly. I wish there was more video content about this Hogwarts stuff. But for that, I would actually go and have to watch anti-content and their Twitch streams, but we all know they don't stream, so it's impossible to do that. And they would probably not talk about anti-things on stream. Most of them wouldn't. So, yeah. Yeah. Kivara, thanks for coming. Take care of yourself. Hope you have a good day. And we are just about to hit the 2-hour mark, and I think it's also soon time to wrap it up. I had fun. Almost killed my voice, but not entirely. Saw some stupid people doing stupid shit. Talking stupid, acting stupid. People seem to have enjoyed themselves, and I couldn't wish for more. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I'll switch the setting something really nice, and I'll play a very fitting song to end the stream. Oh yeah, and everyone, thanks for coming. I mean, these streams wouldn't be half as fun without an audience just shit-talking people and, you know, sometimes having a very constructive discussion at the same time. So, you know, in terms of me having an audience, I'm glad it's reasonable, and I'm glad it wants to have constructive discussions with one another and me. So thanks for coming, and I'll see you sometime next time. Stay off Twitter, have fun with your content, and stay hydrated because your voice will surely need it.
Defend what you can, take a stand, drive.